And welcome back to the hottest marriage show in the world. It is I, John D, and my wife, Kanika, a.k.a.
Do.
And we are doing Too Much Podcast in our first episode of the 16th season.
Oh.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. You?
I'm doing well also. What's so well about this morning? Or is that just a blanket statement for me to just rush over and start the episode?
Yes.
Are you really doing well?
Yeah, I think so.
So is your well the same as I think the first episode of Doing Too Much? When you said I'm doing well, does that well look the same as this well? I
don't know. I mean, well has always been defined the same for me, so I don't know. I mean, everything is good. There's nothing's on fire, and all is going as it needs to. No events.
So are you saying that all of your wells have the same weight?
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me that the first episode we started and I said, how are you doing? And you said, well, that your well is the same as today.
Yeah.
That's interesting. To me, I feel like you're happier now. So I don't see how.
I'm saying if I'm looking at, I gauge it the same. Like if I'm going through life and there's nothing that's really disrupting me, then I'm doing well. I mean, it grows as time grows. You get more knowledge, and then you become.
I know, but so that's the reason.
So
when I ask you, about your wellness,
my wellness has evolved just as I have. Thank you.
Yes, you have. So I don't think I said it on the last one, but I was thinking, what would you like to see improve in our relationship over the upcoming year? Because I never thought about doing that before, talk about what I would like to see. Mm-hmm. It was more so what we've already done, mm-hmm. A reflection period. But how do you think we could increase our connection in this relationship over the next year? And what does it look like to you to say we can say when the 17th season started, we achieved that?
I would say non-sexual physical touch.
Non-sexual physical touch.
Touching one another in an intimate way, not with the intent to lead to sex, but just to show a connection or affection.
Okay. So what does that look like to you? Let's say you're a producer of a film, you're directing, and you're like, oh my gosh, they touch each other and it never leads to sex. What does that look like to you?
It never leads to sex. I'm just saying,
I know that warm feeling you like of the relationship connection aspect without leading, because typically the things I'm thinking you're talking about does lead to sex.
Oh,
well, but what things are you talking? So because I just want to be clear so that I can make sure I achieve my goals.
Oh my God. Well, one of them you've already started, my evening routine where you take care of me and you rub my feet. I love that. Kisses before you leave and when you come back. Even when we're sitting and watching TV, stroking my hand or my hair or things like that, where it's not something's about to come off. But it doesn't have to be anything extremely intimate. It doesn't have to be kisses and what have you, but
that's what I'm saying. So to me, I feel like if you can illustrate it, I can do my best to mock it and make it a part of our everyday life. Because my imagination when it comes to that is so limited, and I don't want to disappoint you.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Was that a sense of sarcasm?
No, it wasn't. I was trying to think, but I wanted to acknowledge that it was nice of you to say that. I don't have anything in particular that I can think of beyond what I've said, but I think one good way of me informing you is maybe doing it myself. If I can model it, then you'll know but I guess I don't think about that very much, but I'll try. I'll try to show you what I'm talking about.
I think that the more and more we get closer, I realize how generic I was as a man. Really. Like the idea of the man that I was, like what is it called? You know, like when they got the makeup players on video games?
The little avatar.
Yeah, the avatar. So the avatar of John before you got married was he went to college and graduated. Well, had multiple degrees, no kids, traveled out of the country, road tripped, was in different organizations, and that was just it, right? It didn't come with like compassion and like compassion the way that a woman would want to receive. Like, because to me, I felt like I have these points, and I guess that was just a selling point, but it was the selling point of gotcha. I'm not working on anything because this is all it is. Now, looking like, I feel like over the course of years, like I was slowly filling stuff up, but it was such a slow rate where I look back at you like, this is not working. Them degrees didn't do nothing. They didn't keep me warm at night. You
None of that. I have my
change
own
in my pocket.
No. Yes, true.
You know, but now, like over the last 3 years, I feel like I've been trying to find ways to fill it, to put more in it so that I can be this ideal guy that you deserve. But I need your input, just like I'm telling the kids, like, look, I was just a man and married to your mother. That's why I'm your kids, and we had sex for the most part. But as far as the father thing, it's slowly I feel stuff that I didn't know how to be your compliment in that area either. So I know, you say, I'm tired of, I don't be wanting to do this and that. Like,
why you make me sound like that?
Because like
you make me sound stank.
when you don't have time to do stuff for your husband because you feel like you've done it the whole relationship, it's like you are stank. So don't trip. You like,
I'm not stank.
Like, I'm not your mother. I'm like, okay, so you know who she is and you know what I come with. So what I want to do is just compliment you more than the way that you think you deserve.
Oh, that's nice.
So doing your feet, and I do want y'all to know I don't really do her feet yet. I just oil and moisturize her feet every night. But I did buy a pedicure set because I want her to have pretty feet because she wants them, not because she has to go somewhere, unless she wants to, like, what is it called? Give herself self-love that day, like going to a spa. But in the meantime, until you can, I should be able to pick up a trade and be like, my husband do my feet.
My man said he picked up a trade. Level up.
For real. So, I mean, like, just imagine.
I've enjoyed what you've done so far. You didn't have to go any further.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. And that means that if I don't have to go any further, there's a level of comfort that you're comfortable with. But I don't think that would be enough for you. I think you deserve somebody who's willing to put in the effort to get better.
Okay,
and
do more then.
I am.
If you're going to say it, I'm going to say, okay, do more.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I would like for when you die that you can be like, I had a really good life.
Okay.
He did what he could to make me happier than I was. And I know you're supposed to be happy without somebody, but now I just want you to be the happiest you can be. And I mean, the kids love it anyway. They appreciate it. Because I remember there was a time where you weren't the happiest and they got a different version of you because you weren't the happiest. But now that you're happy, like happier, it makes me feel like, what could they be if you get even happier? So I like that. And I'm going to use your nail polish at some point. Then I'll figure out these colors or something so that we can have like a color. I don't know, like, you know how when you go, you're like, which one you want, and okay, we're gonna do this week.
Okay, you really doing it.
Well, at some point, I feel like I'll be able to do that really well.
Well, what do I need to improve upon?
Becoming happier without your environment. Like, just work on you, like your personal growth. Whatever you feel like you need to work on, just become a master of the things that you don't feel like you're good in. To me, I feel like the stuff that I was not good in that I started working on has made me happier. Like when somebody says something about me and I'm like, oh, I don't like anybody feeling like that. I'll give you, look, check this out. I just got this. So yesterday, the wife and I had the opportunity to get with some friends, and it was good to catch up. And this is the first time I've actually been with my friends that played a significant role in like my young to this age. I was like, we go to marriage, to the weddings. We were a part of each other's lives. So what I'm trying to say is that being the communicator that I am now, I got the opportunity to actually just sit back, participate without being overbearing. I used to be really loud and boisterous, and I was always right, ready to argue with anybody. And yesterday I got to witness some behaviors that I was very familiar with in other people. And I saw some things that made me feel really uncomfortable because I was like, I don't think anybody would like to be spoken to that way. And I was like, dang, I used to do that to my wife regularly. And I was just thinking, like, I was the first one married, and these guys saw that behavior modeled. And it's like, it's disappointing that out of all people, I got to be the one to like be the first one married out of my group of friends and then practice these behaviors that was just unacceptable for a man that wants to be to this point right now. So I analyzed it and like thinking about what I could have done differently, and I had to reach out to somebody yesterday or this morning, and I was like, hey, I love you. This is what I noticed. I don't know if you heard this. And, I deleted it, and then I sent it back because I was just like, I need you to take this in the best way possible. Like, I wouldn't say this unless I felt like it was important, but I want you to have this. And, he responded and was like, thank you, bro. I love you. Like, I did recognize that, and I addressed it. And I was like, just thinking in my head, like, I almost feel like he grew up. Like when I say grew up, I mean like maybe he's more cognizant now of the language he uses that could possibly offend the people around. Mm-hmm. And to listen to him, it made me feel like that's what I want. Because I'm telling you, like when I think about our relationship, I don't think anybody really they're not in our lane. I really feel that way. I don't think anybody is as happy as I am. Like, let's say hypothetically that you're not really happy. I think I'm happier than the other two people who are really happy in their relationship. I'm that happy that I can pull your sadness up to compete with these people. But I know you're happy. But I really do. I really feel like, I'll tell you another example. Yesterday, this morning, like with the, where you felt like you ruined the morning, you changed my morning or something, and you saw my body language or something. Mm-hmm. And in my head, I was like, I did probably look like that, but I didn't feel that way. I was thinking like, okay, that's cool. But originally I was like, hold up. I'm supposed to go at 8. Because I remember you saying yesterday, Home Depot up at 6:30, we're going to shoot out. Then we're going to walk the dogs, and then, we can shoot or you can. So in my head, this is the time. So all of that's gone. Now I'm going because we didn't do what you said we were going to do. So my body language said, you changing the plans. But my head was like, okay, no problem. She's right. So that's what happened. But what I liked was that you were bothered apparently, but you played it off like you came out. You didn't know I was mad about. See, one of our dogs ran off and it made me mad. But the
one I tell him never to let out without.
But
I
walked out here with him. Normally, I just stay at the door.
This dude is an escape artist,
and he ended up coming back. But I was so mad because I was like, if I don't get him in time before she get out these pajamas, she's gonna know I was not out here with a leash. But she didn't even know. And look.
No, he was at the door trying to get back in the house.
Yeah, because I was hot.
Like, where?
Yep. So, when I took our dog Kingston downstairs, and I was like, we're just gonna walk Bruno, and then I see her body language was like, oh, don't worry about it. You just go do your blood, and we'll be ready when you get back. And I'm like, nope. Because she was upset because I put Kingston in this cage, and she don't understand why.
No, you put Kingston in a cage because you put him outside without a leash.
But you didn't know that then.
Yeah, I did. I knew when he came to the door and he had no leash that you let him out with no leash.
Oh, then why did you tell me no? You just go there because you made it seem like I was mad at you.
No, I thought you were mad at me before you went outside. But then I knew you were super mad because Kingston ran. But I felt like, why put him in a crate and be mad at him when he did exactly what we know he's going to do?
No. See, you know exactly what he's going to do. My point is that was something I haven't done that before. I haven't let him go out with me, go outside with him, and he's done that.
He knows he's fast.
See, that's what I'm saying. You know more about this dog than I do, apparently. I'm just saying that I did not do this same behavior. I went outside with him. So for him to do that, that is something that added another mark. Hey, you can't trust him even when you're outside. But the whole point was he still had to learn, but you felt like he shouldn't have learned for that. He shouldn't have been disciplined for that. That's why I was like, what? Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm trying to correct this behavior because that's not acceptable. Like, hypothetically, Day opens the door and he shoots out. Like, we know he could, but he don't need to be doing that. He needs to know better. See, that's what I'm saying. Look, if y'all could see the way she's looking at me, like.
Because I feel like I get that. He would get in trouble for that. But you gave him permission to go out with no leash, and we know
see, that's what I'm saying. Okay. I went outside with him. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That's you different.
Felt like proximity was gonna make it.
I thought it would change a behavior. Yeah, right. But to me, when you say it, you make it seem like he knew that he's outside and he's supposed to have a leash, and if not, he can run.
No, I'm just saying he doesn't have the wherewithal to say, I'm going to come out here and have this freedom and not use
I know, but I'm saying, like, you're defending him.
No, I'm just saying he's a dog.
Oh, now he's a dog. Oh, you know what? When I say these dogs act like dogs,
they are.
It's different. But now you see, no.
Let's not beef out over the dog.
Yeah, no, I need you guys to understand this. She is not playing fair. I need you to work on that. That is not right. Because you know dang well you can't use he's a dog when you want to use it.
I feel like they're going to do it. I get nervous when you let Bruno out. And I know he comes back. But I just don't. I don't even want to tempt them with the idea of thinking that they can run somewhere and have a good time. Because when they run and then we come after them, they think it's a game. And then it goes on for forever. I was so happy this dude was just standing at the door trying to get back in. Because I was like, dude, this man done let this dog out with no leash yet again. Ugh. Anyway.
I do want y'all to know before we move on. I do want y'all to know this. She does things that she's not supposed to do to dogs. But since it's her dogs, it's supposed to be okay. Like, I was just thinking, like, you put your feet on Kingston. He growled. How about this? Kingston's never growled at me that I recall. And he's growled at everybody else in this household. But she's always telling me how to treat, like I treat this dog wrong. Like when I tell you, I'm worried that these dogs, like he's growled at everybody in this house but me. But she really be putting me in check. Anyways. All right. So.
Oh my God.
You want to see more physical touching without things that could possibly lead to sex. Not saying that it doesn't have to, but you want to just connect together more physically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So over the course of the year, how do you know that it's looking like what you want it to look like without looking every day? Or is it an everyday thing?
Yeah, it's an everyday thing. You don't want to just do it once a week.
No, I'm saying I don't look. This is new information for me, and I'm trying to make sure I deliver it the way that you. Because guess what?
I don't want it to be rehearsed or anything.
It doesn't have to be, nice. But you know, it's good to practice things, and then it'll just be natural. Like to me, I feel like if you don't give me this information, you're just hoping that somebody, hey, young blood, why you don't touch your wife every day? Like, how'd you know that? How'd you get that information? Well, people your age don't normally do that for some reason.
No, I'm just saying, toss it in there every so often.
Okay, but you said what I got from that also was that you're going to do a better job at modeling it so that I don't have any reasons to not know what it looked like.
Yes.
Okay. I did. Was that like I was just trying to give feedback and making sure I heard the right thing? And
yes.
See if y'all if we was on video, you would think she has some kind of problem. So what we're gonna do is backtrack and see what is wrong. Look, what is this? Yes. What did I do?
I was just confirming what you said. See, this is what my brother said. We be sounding like NPR. He said y'all really need to just record it so people can see your face and what you're looking like when you say what you say. Like clearly, I'm just saying.
So you're telling me if you're in the audience and you see a married couple talking and the wife goes, yeah, you're gonna be like, that looked regular.
I think it does, but I think it's fine.
You really do think it looks regular? So maybe
I agree with what you're saying. You paraphrased correctly.
Ooh, hey. So I'm working on communication and I'm trying to figure out am I am I over analyzing this? Like, is nothing wrong?
Yeah, it's fine.
Is it something? Yeah, it's fine. Okay. All the stereotypical responses that you say to say something's wrong. Yeah, it's fine.
No, I'm good.
So we continue.
Oh my God.
I'm good.
Let's go to the next part.
All right. So, yeah, we're gonna touch each other more.
Yes. Yeah.
No doubt. So tell me this. Is there something in other relationships that you've seen that we don't do that you would like to be I want that. Well, that would be fun to have. Because I will give you an idea of what I've been doing. I've been kind of listening to all of the things that you've said about different couples that you liked about, and I was been trying to figure out how I can incorporate that into like our daily lives. It's some things that we just haven't gotten to yet, but I know like the plate is really nice. Like I'm impressed with the plate. The plate is just not available at this time. But when the plate comes, you're going to be like, wow, life can truly get better when somebody wants it to. And the other couples that you don't see, when I hear my friends talk about what they've done for their wives, I've added those things too, because I want a myriad of experiences for you. Because like this is so intentional. Like I'm like, I really am looking for you to feel a certain type of way. And like I'm going for this, no other woman's ever felt this feeling, where you're going to have to develop some words to say, hey, this place that he's talking about is real. But what from other relationships that you've seen that you like, why aren't we doing that? Or how can we do that? Or I would like that. That would be nice. Do you ever like look at relationships and be like, oh, that was nice if like that looked fun, or you don't look at it like that?
Mm-mm.
Like I don't understand. And you can't ever be unhappy then, because to me I feel like you got to just be happy with what I give.
No. One, I'm a very simple person. I don't need anything elaborate, but I think the only couple I've ever talked to you about was a couple that they always appear to be friends. They always appear to be having, like, If it's just them somewhere, they gonna have a good time. They're gonna laugh. They're gonna they will straight do a new edition choreography. They're something else. Now that the fun, that's what I want. Other than that,
So like that's what I'm saying.
I don't engage with a lot of couples in order to be able to observe and say, "Oh,
you watch a bunch of couple shows."
Oh yeah, but they're all no. That's all stuff where people are trying to figure it out. Like
I know, but regardless of that, they're doing things that you could be like, "That's something fun." They may not get the result that was what it was meant to be, but like the things that they do as couples, you don't look at like that would be fun if we did it.
You mean like outings?
Anything? I don't know. Like yeah, like to me, I feel like there's there are things that couples do, like just like you said, the touching thing earlier. Like there are things like even the flowers. I want to make sure that, like you said, like I always want fresh flowers in the house, and like I remember that, and like I've been trying to practice that, like these things. So like I'm asking you this because everything I get, it's like one of those things where like you don't listen. I've listened. But I'm asking you to say things without me having to catch it in a sentence because she mentioned it. Just because you mentioned it doesn't mean that I'm there to like receive like, she likes that. And I do want to be there. I'm not there yet. But for you, I was just wondering, is there anything?
Yeah, for you and I think even more so now since our kids are older, I want y'all to know it's so wonderful to be able to say you have 2 high schoolers.
Oh yeah.
Because the level of freedom as a couple, it so changes. We have some friends we were just talking to where their kids are like in elementary going into kindergarten. And it's like we're so far past that. Like the way we look at life and what we're able to do is different. So I like it. I would say be more intentional about like planning a trip for us to go somewhere without anyone else. I would like to do that. I think that's we're always with a dog, with a kid, with somebody. And I would like to be able to go somewhere on a consistent basis. It doesn't have to be every month. But like every 3 or 4 months, maybe go somewhere where it's just you and I, and where you can reach us, but we're on do not disturb for real. It's just us. I would like that. I think that would be really nice to be able to, I don't even know what it's like to not be in touch with people. Because, now cell phones and stuff like that, everybody can always get to you a text message, then they send you something, you get notifications and stuff. I don't know. I really want to go somewhere and just not have to
take a real camera and just leave our cell phones away.
No, I mean, I don't mind using my cell phone. I will put it on do not disturb it. But what I've liked recently is doing things and not having to take a picture of it. Like we took pictures when we were in Niagara with the kids, but that was only at certain points, and especially when we were like in the selfie studio or whatever. But for the most part, I was just enjoying watching us doing whatever. And I feel like I want to start living in moments again and stop. Like when I take pictures, most of the time, I'm not even going to do nothing with them pictures. They're just taking up storage. When I go back and I look and I delete stuff, there's so many things that I delete out that they didn't really capture anything that I'm going to go back and say, that was it. That was that. Very seldom. I just be taking pictures just to be doing it.
I guess I do it for the kids.
Yeah. Well, when we're doing stuff with the kids, yes. But
No, I'm saying the picture collection. Like,
oh, okay.
That's what my intent is different.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I do want to document, what we've done, where we've been. But sometimes I feel like I just be taking pictures and not really digesting what is going on around me. Like there was this one image I saw where it was people, it was a parade or something in New York. I don't know what it was. Everybody was at the little barrier thing and they're like watching and they have their phones out and they're taking pictures and everybody's like trying to get the good shot. And it's one little old lady that's standing at the barrier and she has nothing in her hand. She's just smiling and watching. And I feel like when we went to Mexico, the September before last, we didn't really take pictures. We took a few pictures, but we didn't really take pictures. We just enjoyed doing this, that, and the other. And I really appreciated that. When I went to Mexico with my mom, I have a handful of pictures from us there. Other than that, we just were there together. And I guess I'm looking for that. I'm looking for the moments where I am like 100% tuned in and just enjoying time with you. But for some reason, when you have kids with you, you have dogs, you have responsibilities, stuff like that, it's really hard. Even when we leave them at home and we go to Detroit for the afternoon, I'm still like tuned in on, I'm not really 100% with you. And I would just like to go somewhere and not have to think.
Yeah.
And just exist. That would be really nice. That was kind of off. But that is what I would like to do that more. Otherwise, like I said, I don't need a lot. So us kicking it at home and the things that we do, I really enjoy it.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. Thank you for sharing that.
Sounds like I'm always so long-winded with stuff, though.
No, not at all. Anybody you want to give a shout out before we get out of here?
I'll give you a shout out, cause you've if I had to compare, I never would have thought I would have this husband this year. If you asked me in year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if I thought you would be here, I would have never seen it. But I truly, truly appreciate every moment. I do. And your growth over the last few years has been a remarkable turnaround for me. Like, I had really resolved myself to saying I was going to be in a marriage with somebody that, I loved him. He has a great, personality generally. He's, I'm just going to focus on these kids. That was how I looked at it. I love this guy. And in general, people really enjoy him. I'm just going to be married, and I'm really going to enjoy my kids. And you made it where I could actually have a full marriage and enjoy my time with my husband. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Wow. That's new information to me too. I didn't know that you viewed it that way, but I can say that I can see why you viewed it that way. And it's got to be a troubling feeling to be in something and not get full participation from the idea of what you want, and you have to compromise and say, I'm just gonna take this from it. So I'm glad I could add to it. And thank you for that. I want to give a shout out to everybody who is doing the right thing. And the right thing is putting yourself first without compromising the people around you. You are truly a gift. If you continue to invest in yourself, you will mature at some point and reap the benefits of all of your labor. But you have to believe you're that important. Y'all make today better than yesterday. Don't worry about anything you can't control. GATA. Get after that action, or that action will get after you. Be great on purpose. Boom.